Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, that's Ebrahim Patel, says the second annual Black Industrialists and Exporters Conference that's scheduled to take place today is set to attract about 1,000 delegates and exhibitors. The conference is taking place under the theme Black Industrialists, Catalysing Economic Growth and Jobs. Patel says the conference will be divided into 7 components. Our reporter, Liabo Setho, is watching developments and joins us now live. I suppose a big question, Liabo, would be, what are these 7 components?
Well, the Minister did detail the 7 components that we looked at. Among those is obviously looking at how these black industrialists continue to make an impact, particularly on economic growth that has been very weak. We know that in each industry you find that there are black industrialists that have been definitely been able to be funded by the DTIC, the IDC, the NEF, who are the main funders of the Black Industrialist program. And I thought that I would take time just to introduce to you and to our viewers some of the black industrialists who have benefited from the scheme in terms of getting their business set up and employing people. And some of the important things that will be happening this evening is that there'll be pledges that will be made, much like the investment conference. And if you remember, the South African Investment Conference attracts a lot of pledges. These particular pledges will ensure that people are intentional about supporting industrialists or black industrialists and making sure that they give them access to markets and business indeed. But allow me to introduce you to one of the beneficiaries that I visited yesterday, the CEO of Songatech. They are mining components manufacturers based in Al Road in Alberton in the Ekurhuleni region. And he tells us about what his experience has been with regards to the scheme and some of the challenges that he has faced being in the mining industry. You know that sector has challenges of its own. Let's watch his story.
We manufacture products that are sold to the mining industry, and we have been doing this for 10 years. We did a market research and saw a need for a local-owned company that manufactures products that are used in the mineral processing in the mining industry. And our research showed us that there was a shortage of South African companies. Then we saw a gap and we saw it as a niche market. We actually went there seeking over 100 million. And we were going to make a very large factory, but the process that we had to undergo to arrive at something which is feasible for our size of organization and future prospects brought us just under 100 million. And the factory that we have now is suitable for our size of market, and we will grow with time as the years go by. The mines are experiencing a lot of challenges with commodity prices having dipped down for quite some time, particularly if you look at the platinum industry and other. That makes our customers to request very low priced products, which becomes a very difficult challenge for us, because we need to be able to maintain the quality of the products manufactured and still be competitive with other companies that we compete with. Having mentioned earlier that we compete with companies from Asia and Europe, and these companies do receive subsidies in their country, making it sometimes difficult for us to compete with them. On some cases, you may even find that you can buy products in those areas cheaper than we'll manufacture them locally. So definitely the challenges faced by the mines are also being felt by us. For now, this factory, the plastic factory, we're looking at between 20 and 44 people. By the foundry, we're looking at about 150 to 200 people. Indirect jobs that we impact roughly about 500, and we've got a potential of generating more than 1,000 jobs in future.
Songatech gives us a face to the scheme, just to look at the impact that the scheme has had on, obviously, the fact that businesses themselves are not immune to economic challenges, as the CEO has detailed there. delegates are beginning to stream in, and one of the keynote address, of course, is with the president at around 1:15. And I know that SABC News will be here to take that address live. Other than that, we have the Black Business Council that will be sitting on the panel. We have the National Empowerment Fund. We have the minister himself, who's going to be sitting in and doing a keynote, an address of his own. And we will find out just how much impact with regards to job creation that the CEO of Songatech has mentioned these 800 industrialists have been able to make so far.